What's up? It's Ike Paz, and today I have a very special guest. I have Ken Bluttman, who's going to share with us how he's able to make a passive income online. One of the biggest ways he makes a passive income online, selling software and courses on the Warrior Plus network. Now, before I get into the interview with Ken, make sure you check out the information below. We'll have a review page with my custom bonuses. Now, let's get started. I want to introduce to you Ken Bluttman. How you doing, Ken?
Doing great. How are you, Ike?
Pretty good. Can you give, this is the second time Ken's been on the show on this interview. Yeah. But if you haven't seen any of my past videos, if you haven't seen us interact before, Ken, can you give us a small intro into you and to what you do, sir?
Yes, thank you, Ike. Sure. So I've been releasing products for a little over 2 years now, and I guess I've been pretty energetic about it because I've put out about 10 of them already. So a lot of success with that. I mean, I'm grateful, but I have determined it's really down to two basic things. I do put out really good products, put a lot of effort into them, check everything, beta test it all. And then I built up, because of that, a loyal customer base. So it's been like a snowball effect. So each time I release a product, I get more and more people interested in more of my products. So it's really snowballed into quite a bit of success. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of years.
And yes, I can tell you guys, Ken's products are great. I've used his products personally to earn online in the different niches and different opportunities. For one of them, for example, is KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. He created some software for that. And I still, to this day, I'm able to generate income on Amazon because of Ken's products. So he puts out quality stuff. And the second thing, and maybe arguably the most important thing, is his support. He's able to, he lives on Facebook, the way I see it. He lives on Facebook and he's helping his customers and subscribers day in, day out. He's actually tweaked his past products based on customer needs and demands, which is pretty cool. And like Ken said, only 10 products in the span of 2 years, unlike these other quote unquote gurus, which put out, they put out a product every month or every three weeks. Ken comes at it from a non-marketing standpoint, trial and error. He explains everything. I finished the course last night, and I'm sorry, I'm talking about it. I'm very excited about it because it's really good stuff. Can you tell us why now? Why come out with this course now?
Well, let's see. Because I got all this publishing stuff, software, training, all that. And what's my next progression? Because to be honest, I'm struggling to come up with more publishing products because I think I've covered a lot of bases. I do have one more coming out next month, another kids product. But, I'm just this person. I'm like this creation machine. It's just my nature. It's like I can't stop thinking about things and ideas. So where can I go after publishing, or synced with publishing, because I'm still going to do that stuff. So I went into something else I'm really good at, and at this point, that is launching products. So I came out with a product about launching products.
Very good. What's some warnings you want to give people beforehand? So this is, in my opinion, it is passive income once you have your products out there, out in the wild, and you get the traffic to it with your affiliates and whatnot. More about that later. But when it comes to earning online, there is more that goes into it, right? Wouldn't you say this is for serious people who really want to earn online?
Yeah, especially with launching stuff. There's a lot to it. It may seem on the surface, oh, I'm going to create something, put it up for sale, listed on Warrior Plus, and hey, that's it. And well, yeah, in a dream world, there are a lot of issues. I mean, I've run into obviously customer service, and I appreciate what you said there. And I'm listening to that. Ken lives on Facebook. It's like, yeah, like I have no life.
No, I didn't mean that. No, he's very active. I see him on the beach a lot as well.
Yeah. I just stay home a lot. I know my kid is grown and just, yeah, just a homebody these days. So what's difficult? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, I mentioned staying in touch with your customers. And even that's turned into like a balance for me because I get so many requests for features and I used to put them all in, oh, what an idea, what an idea. But I've gotten to the point where I have to balance my time. So if I hear about a feature that's going to benefit a lot of people, of course, I want to put it in. And sad to say, I get other people who want this thing that would be really good for them. But if it's going to be a big effort on my part, I can't do it for every single person anymore. So what else is hard? The listing on Warrior Plus it's not hard once you've been doing it for a while, but probably the very first time or two times, you got to stumble through it, for people. I tried to make that clear in the product coming out, Launch-O-Matic, that I put in the step-by-step, how I do it. So yeah, what else can I say?
Yeah, no,
everything, a little bit of hardness and a little bit of excitement, really.
No, and definitely, if you do want to take, I'm speaking to the people watching, if you do want to take this route and earn online this way, you want a straightforward guide with nothing left out. You want something that it's proven by someone who just started relatively recently, 2 years ago. And, again, he makes a full-time living doing this. And it's pretty impressive because I saw it happen on Facebook. I saw it happen. He was putting out, I don't want to give too much away, but he was putting out some clues of what he was doing. Some guy behind the scenes working behind some big cloak or something, what's happening, and boom, he was building momentum and more momentum, and he is what he is now, which again, very impressive. And he shows all of it. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Ken.
So I want to say, for people watching this, I'm really excited for you. I remember what it was like for me starting 2 years ago and like the first product, like, how's it going to do? And there was a lot of anxiety, but a lot of excitement. And there comes that launch date and wow, I had a lot of good, it turned out great for me. But, since then I've launched some products that didn't do anything, but that's the game, but for you watching this, if you haven't launched a product, I really hope my product will help you launch your product, because that was my motivation behind that. Is I did it, come along with me and you can do it too.
Yes, and there's an overarching idea about life here. I mean, you got to get out of your comfort zone if you want anything to happen. And speaking to Ken for what, 3 years now, he's not overly extroverted yet. From our discussions, it would seem so, and from what you told me. But here he is.
I try to pop out a little more than what I am, but go ahead.
Here he is getting out of his comfort zone, and I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's much easier than when he first started. Just like anything else, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like you said, like anything else, you do it, enough times.
And he's pretty comfortable. Yeah. Can you break down how the course is structured, Ken? If you can tell us like how you structured it and why.
Yeah, absolutely. So even with a couple of products before that, I start to realize that I've started to include sections in all my products now, like the very beginner stuff. And I usually call it start here. And I'll have the most basic introductory stuff in. And Launch-O-Matic, I put some videos there about just how the launch cycle works, because I think a lot of people just say, oh, a new product came out. But, there's like the pre-planning, the getting affiliates, the setting up the details and the system on Warrior Plus, and then finally the launch. So you think of the launch, but there's all these steps before, and there's even a couple after. And then, of course, I have a video, I've learned to do this now, about how the money works. I call it literally how the money works, so I explain that too. And after that, then I have an entire section about the basics. So really everything is in there. Sales pages, getting affiliates, pricing ideas, I think I have in there. So just a lot. Funnels, how many things do you want to put in a funnel? Then moving along, I have the over the shoulder section where within, now this might be a little funny or confusing. So Launch-O-Matic is a product that's about how to release products. And then I have the section which shows me releasing another product for real.
Very meta. So, okay, yeah.
It's like levels of it, you know. So yeah, there's a lot in there. I try to break down. It's another thing I've learned too over time is short videos, little pieces of content. So it's not overwhelming. You can go back and watch this 4-minute thing again. So I have that all in there, not quite a bit.
And I'm telling you guys, if you watch my videos, if you trust me as a person on YouTube, or if you interacted with me, I'm giving my vote of confidence to Ken. His reputation is amazing. What do you say, Ken? Do you think reputation is important when it comes to promoting products, or it's not promoting, but creating products on Warrior Plus?
Well, sure. Reputation counts for quite a bit. And that's what I've discovered. We both know, we see people come out with crappy products, great products, like it's all over the place. And it's kind of hard to understand the ones who are putting out, these products that aren't so great, but they seem to get away with it. But their reputation, you see on Facebook, and so do I, and wherever else, they get a bad rep all the time, and they probably deserve it, But yeah, like I was saying, when we started talking about, I've gotten a lot of customers, repeat business and all that, because I guess of reputation now. And yeah, so I built up my own reputation just by doing what I do naturally, which is really put a lot of effort into what I create.
That's right. And only 10 products, guys. These other marketers or gurus or whatever you want to call them that have less than stellar reputations, they got to churn and burn. They got to put out, they have to, if they want to continue their business model, they got to put out a product every 3 weeks, every month or so. Ken only, for the past 2 years, Ken only has 10. And what percentage of them, I can't speak, what percentage of them would you say are your winners?
Getting specifically, there's puzzle books and there's activity books. Those are the two biggies. And I know you were into the activity books a lot.
Yeah, it's because it worked. I mean, I put up, to this day, I earn online because of what that piece of software does for me. So I'm gonna go to the rafters and top of the mountains and yell to the world, because I want to help people on my channel. I'm getting testimonials, and so are you, and it feels good. It feels good when you help someone. Hey, Ike, I've earned, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot of those as well. Hey, Ken, I've earned online because I did XYZ, just like you said. Isn't that, that feels great, doesn't it?
Nothing beats that. That's such a good thing. People say, you helped me, that's a great feeling.
Yeah. And this is a business model, the one in Launch-O-Matic. Again, I have info about it below. It's such a great, thank you for that, Ken. It's such a great business model. Yeah. But it's something that you have to actually work towards. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is something that you have to actually try out and put effort. Ken guides you by the hand. He goes over all the details, right? From a non-marketing perspective, he breaks down everything you need. It's very much a step-by-step. Wouldn't you say, Ken? Yeah.
You probably know, from many of my products, I try to get as real as possible with what I'm showing them. Not all theory, actual. In every product I put out, I've had a section where I do the actual thing that's being taught in the product, whether it's release a book of a certain type, an activity book or something, or some kind of training. Yeah, that's my style. If I can't use it or believe in it myself, that's crazy. How can I ask you to, so.
Exactly. And that's a perfect segue to your case study, which is a very impressive case study. And the cool thing about it is, about the case study you have within Launch-O-Matic, is it was a successful product, but it wasn't your most successful product. So no. So it really is really cool, because you're not showing your star pupil, or sorry, your star product. You're showing a middling product that did exceptionally well. I mean, for most people who haven't earned online ever in their life, and that's your middling product, they'd be ecstatic with those results, wouldn't you say? I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, yeah, my a middle product for me is probably a big success for other people, and that one was successful for me. Of course, I wouldn't have put in one that had no activity at all. I was looking at my various products. Which one do I want to showcase? And I just picked that one out because actually I think that one was a little surprise to me how popular it got. That's the one about trivia. And I didn't have too much of an expectation of it. I thought that was a very narrow subject, but wow, yeah, it did take off quite well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you mainly deal with the Warrior Plus platform within the Launch-O-Matic teachings. What types of products can we launch with Warrior Plus?
Well, anything really, but I think the question is more like, what's that platform good for? So clearly anything that's written content. So if you have a PDF style product, that's great. Video training, which I love, and you do videos all the time. That's that, right? That's very important. And then there's software, like I do. Not all my products are software, but good amount. I mean, things that are not so good maybe are like coaching or things about gardening or training your dogs or stuff like that. I think it's more about focused on how to make money online in whatever way. That's why the publishing products did so well too, because that's a form of making money online.
Yeah. What about PLR? If you don't know, guys, PLR stands for private label rights, I believe. Basically means, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, because I don't have experience in this that much, buying the commercial rights to sell or give away whatever that thing is, that product is, to anyone. Is that right?
Yeah, let me say two things because you brought that up, because back to what kind of products to put out on Warrior Plus, that's one I left out by, I didn't think of it, is a lot of people put out PLR products. You see that every day. You can do, if you create PLR, you can sell it there quite easily. But I think your question is more like, what do you do with PLR? So you buy some because you heard, hey, I can do stuff with it. PLR is so great, I think, and it's getting more and more popular because the basic thing about it is it's a time saver. That's the big thing, because
and the talent skipper. You don't need talent. You don't need it's the work's done. The product is done for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just want to. It's suggested you change it around a little bit. So you'll buy some PLR, and it might be some written content. It might be some graphics that come with it, so you can set up like a sales page. So change it a little bit. You don't always have to. You got to read the permissions that come with it, and quite often it just says you can use as is, and you can. But the one issue with that is if somebody else buys that PLR and does the same thing as is, you got two identical products. So you want to alter it a bit, edit it, change some colors, whatever it might be, to just make it differentiated, and you got a product. So like I said, a few minutes ago, it's a big time saver. So if you want to come out with something, let's just say it's a PDF and it's, 30 pages long. How long would it take you to write that? I don't mean you, like I meant generally anybody listening to that.
Yeah, no problem.
It might take you days. I don't know how much of a writer you are, or you might hire a writer, or you can get some PLR and you should still edit it. Like I said, you can do that yourself, but even if that's still a little challenging because you're not used to written content, you can now hire an editor for much less money. So if you were to hire a writer to do 30 pages, you'd be spending hundreds of dollars, but you might be able to spend $50 to have somebody rearrange some content that's already created.
So yeah, there's multiple levels of how you can do this, especially with PLR. And I know Ken and I, we both know people who make a full-time living selling PLR for various different markets, and we can talk about this for days and days and days. But like Ken said, you can take a piece of PLR that you found somewhere, and you might outsource the editing of it so that you make it more unique to you, and of course to add your spin or your branding to it, and then re-release it or release it to the public as new, but as PLR on the Warrior Plus platform. So yeah, that's again less stressful for you if you don't have any if you don't have the time or skills or whatever it may be, that's you feel that it's a roadblock. It's not really a roadblock with PLR because you can actually promote other people's stuff. I know 3 people off the top of my head who do this full time. Ken's not one of them, and neither am I, but they're good, reputable people, and that's what they do. And Ken teaches that within his course. Yeah. What about affiliates? And this is the traffic. This is the nitty gritty here, because I know you and I, we don't want to, even though you're also a writer, you've written several books, we don't want to spend all day on the computer writing out blog posts to get some Google traffic or any of that. What do you do about traffic? How do you do that?
Yeah, my main thing has been affiliates. And I'm so grateful for all of you, including you.
Oh, it's easy enough for me. Listen, it's easy enough for me because you've proven to me, because of my own experience, that your stuff works. So it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So affiliates are great, but how do you get them to know you, to know your product? And that's another challenge, when you're just starting out. But, you talk about getting out of your comfort zone. That's a comfort zone issue for me, is reaching out to people and being very social. But you got, if you want to get somewhere, take those extra steps. You could also, when you start getting into this world, you'll see there's these super big affiliates, and then there's, different tiers. So the lower down, you can probably strike up relationships down there to start. Now, will you get a lot of sales out of them? Not as much as the people up here. But those people are probably not going to be interested in you yet. And I like to say that's a good word, yet, because if you stick this out, you're going to move up and get more and more popular. So start with some affiliates that do have a good track record, but are not considered way, way at the top. And as I say that, I'm sounding discouraging, or,
not at all.
Certainly reach out to whoever you want. I'm just saying they may not respond that much till you're a known factor.
Yes, but you're also leaving out, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, a crucial element there, that let's say you pick up, and I think it's relatively easy, pick up a slew of relatively middling affiliates, and you do launch your product, and your product will actually be on the Warrior Plus calendar or list of popular products. And that creates a snowball effect where other affiliates, bigger and bigger affiliates, will see your listing there, and they will ask you to promote. And that's going to, again, it's going to create a compounding effect. And
it does.
Yeah, it does.
When I came out with the first product, prior to that, for a year or 2 years, I'm always looking at that top 10 list. Like, wow, how do people get on there? I don't understand it. They must be really, really doing this like super, crazy. And then I release my product and I go to number 1, like in an hour, and stayed there all week, just about a week. And I was just shocked. Like, how did that happen? And since then, nearly all my products hit that top 10 list to some degree. I mean, a few others hit number 1 again. But yeah, I guess what my point here is, it can be better than you think. You might be wondering when you first launch a product what to expect, and you can't say for sure, but just from my experience, it can go fine. And like you said, once you get visible on the top 10, other people see you who didn't know who you are. They're curious. They look at your product, and you do gain more affiliates that way. And that's another snowball effect right there.
That's right. And you can always reach out. You can always ask. The worst thing to do, it's what is it? Constructive pessimism. What's the worst thing that can happen? And that's what it is, right? I think Marcus Aurelius, or one of these old dead people, were saying that. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? You just ask these people, ask these affiliates, Facebook them or whatever it may be, whatever channel there is, YouTube. Hey, what's going on? I got this. Here's free access. Check it out. If you like it, let me know, because I can give you the affiliate link for it. If not, well, it was nice talking to you. Is there a special way you do it? I just
Well,
that,
be,
that,
be a
that came
little
off.
personable, you know,
Okay.
because we do get hit up with those. I mean, I do, and I imagine you do, with people that just, it's almost like spam, like, hey, this product's coming out. Can it get you on board? Like, you know, like pressure, pressure, pressure. Oh, you know, some people get all excited and feel nervous. I better get in. But no, I find that just, even if you ask, how's your day going? Just something like that, you know, that's a lot different than just blasting them with a big message right away. You know, so just be human, I guess, be personable, you know, when you're reaching out to people.
I see. Okay, that's good advice. Be human, be personal. Don't just spam people like Ken said. I also get on the different channels a block of spam. Hey, get now, get now, try affiliate now, free access, blah blah. Okay, thank you. But yeah, you just be personal, be kind, and use their name. Use their
I know,
name.
just say hello, Ike, or whatever the name is, because otherwise it just sounds like a robot, you know.
Yeah. Treat them
Yeah.
like you'd be talking to them at a cafe or something. Very
Yeah.
good. What type of products do you think do best in your opinion? Of course, your opinion is a little skewed because you've done these types of products, but just watching the market, the Worry Plus market in general, what do you think are the best types of products and
Well,
why?
two things: video training and software. And video training is kind of clear, you know, but I'll talk about software products for a moment. There are some vendors out there who keep re-releasing the same software just with a different name. And, you know, sorry, it's not going to cut it with me, but I've got high standards, you know. So put in some thought, you know, software, of course, is a challenge for nearly everyone, except for people who write it like myself. But you can hook up with a developer. You know, some of us are looking for partners to do stuff with, or hire out. You know, there's people on Upwork and other places you can ask them to create your software for you. Just have a good idea ahead of time. Or, and this is okay, you can see what other people are putting out, and I don't want to say copy their product, but take a look at it, see if you can figure out a little slant on it that's a little different. And then you can make your version of it. That's okay, because we all know that there's no original ideas. That's a theory, you know, there's no original ideas out there. Everything's some rehash of something else. So just don't copy people. Don't take their sales pages. Don't take their software exactly the way it is. Make it a little different. You know, the way we were just talking about PLR, you know, make it a little different and you got a product.
That's sound advice. That's exactly what I do for all of my income streams: printables, KDP. I guess I only have one product. I had two products. I only have one product on Warrior Plus. That's all. That's all. That what you just said. Get inspired by what is working already right now. Don't reinvent the wheel. Success leaves trails. These cliches are there for a reason, and just put a little spin. See if there's any negativity around the product. Again, via Warrior Plus course or whatever it is, and try to improve. As Walt Disney used to say, plus it. You want to improve on it, and let it go, let it out into the wild, as Ken has done many times, 10 times. And I don't usually like to talk about exact amounts, but you know, it's pretty impressive the fact that you've made around 500K in the span of 2 years. Is that right? Based on just these 10 products. And yeah,
Yep.
that's amazing. And it goes. I mean, it says a lot about having a good reputation, creating products that actually work, that actually do. As long as you follow through with the steps, there's a high percentage that you will succeed with whatever the vendor promises or would suggest that would happen. I don't know. I'm lost in my own words here, but
Well, it is back to reputation. And
yeah.
how do you get that reputation? By putting out quality stuff and backing it up. So customer service, improvements. Like I said earlier, you may have to juggle and decide if one will be a benefit for enough people. But yeah, I listen. I listen to my customers. I try to do stuff they're asking me. I can't always. The more products I have, the less time I have to work on any one of them. But yeah, I think it's just being real and being honest, and being in touch, customers. Yeah, there's two sides of this. You got your product, but there's affiliates. You want to have good relationships to help sell it, and your customers. You want to keep a good relationship with them.
Okay. We've covered a lot. We've covered how to get affiliates. We've covered the types of products that work best on Warrior Plus, and that you can always use other people's products in the way of PLR to publish on Warrior Plus. We've covered having that strong reputation. Don't put out junk, even if it's a step-by-step video on how to water a plant. make sure you hit all those steps, and people they get the end result. I'm trying to think, are there any upsells with Launch-O-Matic? Anything that will plus their experience, plus the end user's experience?
Yeah, there's actually 3 upsells, which is a little more than I usually do. But let's see. So you got the main product, which has a lot of training in it and does give you everything you need to launch a product, have the over-the-shoulder step-by-step and all of that. Then there's the first upsell is what I call advanced strategies. So over time, I learned some cool things that actually boosted my income quite a bit. So I've got some videos about that. Then I actually have some PLR training. That's the second upsell where, again, like I always say, I like to do something real. And in fact, I just finished those videos this morning where I actually show you an actual PLR product I bought. I tell you all about it, what I paid for it. I go and show you what's inside of it. And I show you how I take some of it and alter it and edit it and make a unique product. And then there's finally one more upsell, and I'm curious to see how this one does, to be honest. It's I'm coming out soon in a few weeks with a high-end training all about digital product creation. So even though this one, the product now is about launching products, but I realize I don't have a big comprehensive training about actually how to create products. So that one's called Digital Product Workshop, and it's going to go, I think, for $997. So in Launch-O-Matic, I'm providing, I think, for $199 beta access. So you can come in now while I'm still putting it together, and you'll be in there for good. And once it's live in a few weeks, you're there,
Oh,
So
I'm sorry. Just to keep things nice and clear, Launch-O-Matic isn't $199. How much is Launch-O-Matic at launch?
Oh, I'm sorry. So let me go back. Right, Launch-O-Matic is $27. Sorry,
$27.
Not. Let's make clear. Launch-O-Matic is $27. I think that's reasonable.
100%.
The first upsell with the advanced strategies is $37. The PLR training is $47. And that last thing I talked about is $199. But me, to you, don't feel pressure. I'm such the anti-salesperson.
That's good. We want that. I want that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I want you to feel good about getting in on something. No pressure from me.
Yes, and does the third does your this $197 training, does that get access to you?
Yeah, I'm going to have in that bigger product weekly get-together, Zoom, all that. I call them actually workshops. Yeah, I'll be there definitely for that price tag. Yeah, you'll have some connection with me. Absolutely.
I understand. So you're going to have like what I think it's called a mastermind. I'm not sure. A mastermind, right? A mastermind group, right? Where
I'm going to have a dedicated Facebook group just to people who got that product, because that is a high ticket product. So I'm imagining it'll be a smaller group of people. Like, for example, right now, my publishing group, there's over 4,000 people. Obviously, I can't interact with everybody, but this people are buying to my high ticket. There'll be less people. There'll be more interaction. There'll be more one-on-one.
And these will be very serious people, because that's a much higher price tag. And these are people who are putting down their commitment in the form of that price tag. And you can work with a smaller group of dedicated entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And, even for that high ticket price, you got to realize you come out with one successful product, it way more than paid for, to get in that training.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I just want to make sure that we provide a lot of useful information in this interview. And we have, especially from you, Ken, and also explain Launch-O-Matic and the benefits of Launch-O-Matic. And guys, Ken Ken isn't he's a marketer now by default because of the situation, but he doesn't come from a marketing background. He trial and error, found what works, and he's sharing that. He's just giving you the cream off the top. That's what his product is. He's giving you all the things that are going to benefit you, all the pitfalls you should avoid. And it's again, I finished it last night. Great stuff. I really enjoyed it. I want to get as much. I know you want to go to bed soon, but I want to get as much as possible from
I'm having
you.
fun. It's okay. What's Ike just referring to? We are 11 hours apart.
Yeah,
depends which way you look at it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. You're in North Carolina, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now it's 9:30 my time, and it's the morning where you are.
Yeah, it's the morning where I am. I'm still disheveled, keeping the kids quiet so I can talk to you. Like I'm trying very hard, guys, if you're watching this, to get people who are creating products that actually help you earn online as passive as possible. I will say though, Launch-O-Matic, it's a great product, but it's for serious people. A lot of the other products that I've helped people with are more on the passive side. It means that you do less. Not to say that it's get rich quick, but with Launch-O-Matic, there's more involved. Okay, you got to actually interact with other people, and like we were talking about affiliates and whatnot. So if you're serious about earning online and you want a real person, not some guru marketer, snake oil salesman type of deal, then you want Ken, because like I said, I saw him come out of nowhere. I had some few interactions with Ken, this guy here, and he just took off with an amazing reputation, glowing reviews from his customers and subscribers. And yeah, like I said, he got me into KDP. I'll tell anybody, it's Ken. I was Amazon averse for the longest. This guy is amazing in that regard. He's helped me earn online with that. So I think we've covered all corners of this. Anything you want to add, Senor, Mr. Ken?
Yeah, well, so let me just summarize that. Launching a product is not a quick and you're done. So there's a number of steps. I don't think it's overwhelming so much. Well, it might be overwhelming, like this big pile of stuff you got to do. But once you do it step by step, it's not that bad. Just slow down. There's no rush with this stuff. If you're setting up a product on Warrior Plus, there's no time frame. You decide how much time you need to do it. There are plenty of steps, but if you just go slow and ask questions, whatever, and keep in mind, what's the benefit of this? If it works out for you, you're going to be making a really good amount of money. So take the effort, and like you said a minute ago, it may not be for everybody, and it's not. Like we've been saying, like I've been saying about me, I'm the anti-market kind of person. So I'm telling you, don't get my product if you don't feel it will benefit you. Just let's be open with each other. I want to help you, but if it's going to feel like too much, or maybe it's the wrong time in your life, you don't have a lot of time, no hard feelings. How's that for turning away people?
No, that's not. I mean, again, happy to talk about you and what you do, because you've helped people earn online, and it's very honest and open, and I think people appreciate that, especially when other people out there are creating products every other week, and it's frustrating. Yeah. And I think we've all suffered from shiny object syndrome, where we buy everything under the sun, and just end up with nothing. Except
even though I'm putting out my own products, every day I'm like, oh, look at that product this person put out. Should I get it? Should I get it? I'm like, what's wrong with you, Ken? It's like, you don't need anybody else's product, but I still get interested in what other people are doing.
No, I mean, I'll still buy something. I'll buy something that piques my interest. If I think that it's something that I have no idea about, and wow, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, guys, to get back and grounded in this conversation here, really, Launch-O-Matic, it's gonna help a lot of people out. Again, I was very impressed. It was last night's entertainment for me. I sat down on my big screen and watched it, and it was really good. I learned a lot. So I can't say enough about this.
Thank you.
Again, you have the written version of this down below. Check out the link and you get all the details you need, plus my custom bonuses. Ken Bluttman, I can't wait to have you back on here again and sharing what you know.
Oh, I'd love it. I love these interactions we have.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else before you go? Where can people find you?
No, just, hey, check it out. That's what I ask of you, is check it out. What else can I say? You know,
That's it.
Hopefully you'll get in, you know, I'd love to help people. Like I've said already, you know, that's what I do. You know, I've done it. I want to help you do it.
Okay, guys. And with that, so long, ciao, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. All right.
Ciao.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.